Happy Friday, everybody. So today I wanted to discuss emotional intelligence and what that means. A lot of times we think we're emotionally intelligent because we're like, hey, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling sad, but we don't know how to vocalize and we don't know what to do with it, right? There's several facets of emotional intelligence. I'm only going to address a few. I'll start off with self-management. With self-management, we need to be able to control our impulse. That's a big one. A lot of times we're extremely reactive when we're angry, when we're sad, and we let that out on the world. When you're emotionally intelligent, you can understand and grasp, this is how I'm feeling, and this is why I'm feeling it, so I'm going to take a moment and stop. We're not going to be impulsive based off of our thoughts, feelings, and then act on it, right? We're going to manage our emotions in a healthy way. So if that means we're having a debate, a heated discussion with somebody, a loved one, a friend, we can take a moment to walk away. Say, I'm elevated. Give me 5-10 minutes, and then we'll keep talking about this. Because if our heart rate increases past, I can't remember the science right now, my bad, elevates past a certain number, then you're triggering an amygdala response. So now you're not thinking clearly, you're not thinking logically, and you're not going to hear anything in this conversation. It's going to be a fight or flight situation. So it's just going to be a fight. And that's not healthy. That's not being emotionally intelligent and utilizing your self-management skills, correct? And you need to be able to follow through with your commitments. So that means show that you're trustworthy, conscientious in your actions and what you say and what you do, right? But also with self-management is adaptability to change, because life doesn't stay the same. Things happen. We have to be able to be flexible. But the biggest part about it is stop being so hard on yourself. We are so fixated on the negatives that we don't look at the positives anymore. Next comes self-awareness. So with self-awareness, we need to recognize our own emotions and how they're affecting our thoughts, and our behaviors. Because if we look at the CBT triangle, a lot of it says our thoughts affects our emotions, and our emotions affect our behaviors. And then we're going to react, and then that goes back to the self-management thing. So everything is interrelated. With self-awareness, we need to know our strengths and our weaknesses, and then we have to have the self-confidence to say, this is what I have to work on. I'm not a failure, I'm not a bad person, I'm not weak, all because I can do a self-assessment on what I need to work on, and you have to have the confidence to know that you can make the changes to become a better person daily, because the whole concept of our life is to grow, to change, and be a better version of us. That's what we're striving for every day. I like to tell my clients that you want to be like clay, moldable, malleable. So even though you might get dropped, you might get stepped on, you might get poked, it'll shape you, it'll mold you. And you still have the power to smooth it out. You have the power to make it into something beautiful and different. But if you're rigid and stiff, if you're a baked piece of pottery, if you fall, you shatter. And you're just pieces of broken pottery on the floor. And it's a lot harder to put broken porcelain and pottery back together than it is a soft, moldable clay. And that's the whole concept of growth and change and flexibility and understanding that you can be better. Next would be social awareness. So you can't just focus on the you. When you just focus on the you forget that there's other aspects of the world. It's the people around us. It's understanding that you have to be empathetic to other people's emotions. And communicate what you're feeling and ask them, how are you feeling? What's going on with you? What are your needs? What are your concerns? you know, pick up on what they're comfortable with socially and the dynamics of the group, because if you're acting like a jerk, then that's going to affect them, and then you may not be empathetic on what they need. Bottom line is communication. Communicate the positives, but also communicate when you're feeling negative as well, and respect that they may not be in a good headspaces too. So the last one I'm going to discuss is relationship management. So, you know, this is maintaining clear boundaries. Man, I see this one all the time. We feel like we have to stay in toxic situations and we don't have clear boundaries. If somebody is bringing negativity into your life, it doesn't matter if it's friends or family, you can set that rule down and say, no, you're not allowed into my bubble. Like, you're making me feel bad about myself. This is my boundary. This is our relationship right now. We need to work on it. I don't like the way you talk to me. I don't like the facial expressions you're making at me. The tone you're using really is not okay. So we're going to inspire each other and influence each other to be better people. But if you're not willing to do that, then maybe you don't need to be in my circle. You know, it's all about conflict management. It's about how you address the situations, because conflict is normal. We're different. Nobody thinks the same. You know, you can be married to somebody for 20 years and you're always going to have some kind of conflict. It's just part of being human. You know, it's healthy. I just want you guys to remember hope. You know, despite our trying situations and our trying circumstances, if you believe that something can change and that change will come to your life, then that's going to actually motivate you. It's going to motivate you to do better. It's going to motivate you to change your life and who you are as a person, because hope is powerful. Have a great weekend. Bye.